In this video, we are going to test the PHP script. We already saved the PHP script in login app folder on WAMP server. So before going to use this PHP script with your Android application, we have to make sure that these PHP script are working fine. So now here I am going to make some simple HTML form for testing the PHP script. So now create a new document. Change the language into HTML. Now I am going to save this file. Save it inside login app on WAMP folder with file name register test.html and save it. Now I am going to create some simple HTML document. So start the HTML tag. Now close the HTML tag. Okay, now specify the head section for this HTML document. Specify the header tag. Now close the header tag. Now specify some title for this HTML document. So start title tag. Now close the title tag. Now specify some title. It is register test. Register test. Okay, now start the body tag of this HTML document. So start the body tag. Close the body tag. Now start some HTML form. Start a form and close the form. First here we have to specify method, and here we are going to use the HTTP post method. So specify method name as post. Now specify action for this form. So this is for testing register.php. So the action is register.php. Now inside this form I'm going to start some HTML table. So start a table and close the table here. Now specify the first row of this table. So start the tier tag. Now close the tier tag. Now specify data for first column. So start td tag. Close the td tag. So here the first column is name. Now specify value for the second column. It is an input. Okay, the value for second column is an input. And specify type into text. Type is text. Specify name for it. Here the name is name. And close the input. So now I copied these statements, paste it here. Now this is the second row, paste it here. So this is the second row, that is email. First column is email. Now the second column is an input, and change the name into email. Now the third row, it is password. Change the type into password. Now change the name into password. And finally we have to specify a button. So for the final row there is only one column is needed. So it is an input, and here the type is submit. Now specify a value for it, and here the value is register. Okay, so now the HTML form is ready. Now we can test it. So open your browser. On the address bar type localhost. Okay, go to phpMyAdmin, and here is our database called userdb, and here is our table. Now browse some data. So now there is no data available on this table. Now we are going to run the HTML form. So localhost and inside login app folder, so login app, and our HTML file name is registertest.html. registertest.html. Now we have to fill these forms. Specify some name, Prabish. Now specify email address, prabish at abc.com, Now specify password. Here I put password as password and register. So now this is the response from server. So the database connection success, and here this is the JSON data. This is the JSON array server response, and code is register true and message is registration success. Now we can test the table. We can refresh table content, and here it is, one row is inserted. That means the register.php is now working fine. Now we can test the login.php script file. So I make the file save as with file name logintest.html, login test, and save it. So for login we need only email and password, so there is no need of the. So first I change the title of the file into login test. Now change the form action into login.php, login.php. Now there is no need of the name field, so I remove the first column, first row. No need of the first row. We need only email and password, and change the input value into login. Okay, now the HTML form is ready. Now we can test this form. So open login.php, login test.php. So login test.php, HTML. So now you need to, so first here I am going to enter some invalid data. Try to enter some wrong password and email. So now this is the response from server. Here the code is login false and message is login failed and try again. This is the response from server. So now we try to login with some valid data. Email prabish@abc.com and password is password. Now go back and enter correct data. So here the email is prabish@abc.com. Now specify password. Password is password and try to login. So now this is the response. So code is login true and message is login success and welcome Prabish. This is the username. So now we test register.php and login.php. All are working fine. So now you can use this PHP script with your Android application. So before going to use it, we have to make some changes in the init.php. So we don't want these messages. So we have to comment these messages. So I remove these messages. Now save the file again. So now our PHP part is over. So now we can use this PHP script with your Android application.